again, it takes me 15 minutes to get into work. Stephanie, by the time I got into work, this man had sent me like 20 pictures of his face.
Excuse me?
I was thinking about school actually the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like, so the type of people that I fancied in school, yeah. And I was thinking, why did I fancy that type of person? But like, I'm starting to think that every boy that was around us in school was generally criminal or criminal adjacent. Because think about it.
No, because some of the ones that you would find, like, you had to dig to find that level of calamity. You know, like when like dogs or cats dig
I was a
in the
teenager,
park.
and I was a very...
and then they find like a random dead bird that's been buried and they like bring it in their mouth to like back to the house.
You say that's what I do with friends as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's a reoccurring theme here. Like you really dig for like
No, but think about
the awful ones and try and nurture them. You try and bring them home, nurture them, give them a bit of water, a bit of food.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy and he's not.
I was thinking about it, right? And I was like, okay, so even the ones that are well-to-do, like, you know, the people now who have like normal jobs or like work in accounting and finance and stuff like that, they were banging squares in college.
Yeah, that's why they were there. That's a natural progression. I trusted no one that went on to get a job in the bank.
But I was just thinking about it and I was like, so it was just bad and bad.
It was just, there was different levels of criminality. I feel like the fraud boys is terrible, but they weren't like, at least they weren't killing each other on the streets. Like they were more interested in their money dropping and them going Selfridges and like buying drip. They were very much the fashionistas. Their main priority in life was looking good.
Yeah, and having nice cars.
Like living lifestyle. They weren't like hurting each other. Then you had the degenerates whose
that's purpose. That is the words. Degenerates.
Sole purpose was to cause chaos and
they just wanted to see the world burn.
Yeah, set things on fire.
They just want really like there's certain people that we come across, yeah, that their whole thing is to make people fear them and make the world burn.
Just ruin the moment. Like you'll be out having a good time, yeah, and you see them just watching, looking for someone to even just look their way. So they have an excuse to start.
Do you remember the fight in the library when we were studying for our GCSEs?
Yes.
Chaotic.
And that's when I knew.
For someone that didn't
and
take
you know the worst
any
thing about these guys, yeah? It's not like they're even in school. But they will show up to study with us in the library every day without fail. Stratford Library. And you know what, yeah? There were so jokes that slyly we enjoyed their company. So we're trying to revise it, but also a bunch of jokes to them. But we'll forget that they're not in school.
And when we say they're not in school, they've been kicked out of various schools. They're not getting GCSEs.
They're not getting GCSEs. Like, that's it. It's done for them. But they will show up. They will show up to our revision sessions in Stratford Library and spend the whole day with us there whilst we're revising. And then what happened? What happened? How did that fight start?
So I think so there's two boys. One that was actually studying very, very smart. And then one that wasn't.
At all. Not a book bag in sight. Not even a pen. Not even a pen.
Anyway.
You know what, actually, they used to be useful though, because I used to make them, like if I had flashcards, there's one guy, I can't remember his name. I used to make him like read out like the questions and I would answer it.
Would he do it?
Yeah. You need to make yourself useful. Like literally, I can't remember his name. He used to show up and he was so funny. He was like tall. Oh, it's really slim. I can't remember his name, but he used to show up every time we go to the library. He'd be like, okay. I think there was at one point, I can't even remember where we were messaging him, like, oh, library, yeah? Library today.
Oh, yeah. And then everyone would show up.
I'm like, but why are you at the library? You're not in school. But yeah, I used to I'll have my flashcards with the questions and the answers, and he'll ask me the question. And then if I got it wrong, he would take it really seriously. Like, nah, man. Read it again. Think. I'm like,
think, man. Come on, man.
Come on, think. But no, bro, you know, he was useful in that sense. I'm actually not going to go too hard on them because they were helpful in some sense and they kind of made it less overwhelming because you have like them it's almost like we had mini breaks. Actually, no, they weren't. They weren't useful. Because I remember those days when we go to the library and no one will open their book.
Yeah, we're just kikiing.
We're just kikiing, then we'll go home and start panicking with our highlighters.
No, you could get away with it because you could go to the quiet section.
Yeah.
Because remember, downstairs was like where everyone would chat and talk.
Yeah.
The
No, but there was the upstairs bit where we used to chill, where the long desks were. No, there was the long desk section. Then there was the one particular table. I can't remember where it is, where we all used to chill. And it was in between like two shelves. There was a shelf on this wall and there was a shelf on that wall.
Okay, I think so. But I think the long desk section was the quiet bit.
That was the quiet bit.
And then
that's
that
where
other bit was,
Because if you even opened a pack for Chris
Brother.
in that long desk section, they are looking at you like you literally just blew a horn.
You got to remember, because there's other people. So like, there's other people that are actually studying for real things, like real adults.
Like, was it UEL,
Yeah.
University of East London students, like studying, doing their theses, all sorts. I went there like,
Nah, they were like,
they would literally give you the dirtiest look. Dirtiest look.
I remember. Okay, so I think one was studying and one wasn't. One was really smart. He'd come over from Nigeria, really, really smart.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. The one that everyone liked.
Yeah.
And he was smart, boy.
He was so
smart, yeah. On GCSE results day, we all met up in Stratford. And then me and he were comparing results, and he got pissed off because I got a higher grade than him in English.
He was so incredibly smart.
He was so smart and so fine.
Yeah. And very articulate.
Very articulate. But
when he debated,
but he was rude. Bro had a way with words. Like, if he cussed you out, yeah, you're going home and thinking about that for at least a week. Bro was
and he's cussing you straight face.
Straight face.
There's no kiki.
And he's great with words because he's intelligent. So it will enter your body differently.
But I think because he was attractive and like smart, and I think that's what he's sassy smart. Like he's sassy smart.
Yeah.
So he knows he's very, very intelligent, very good with words, and the other one weren't. And didn't go to school, got kicked out of every school, wasn't taking any GCSEs. And so I think there was a thing there. So they had like a disagreement.
Yeah.
And obviously the smart one came back with all the smartness.
Yeah.
But you can't tell a man that don't have nothing to lose and don't have anything and isn't gaining anything in his life about anything.
Yeah.
Especially in a very articulate way.
Yeah, because now they're confused and now they're angry because they're embarrassed because they're confused.
That's it. It's the
so
embarrassment.
Then that's when it escalates. That's when it escalates. And like I said, when this guy used to cuss you out, he could just say it would be like a short one-liner. You're thinking about it for the rest of the week. I still think there was something he said to me. Yeah, and bless him, I'm sure it wasn't intentional. It was something about my hair. I had pick and drop.
Okay.
And it was like, your hair's starting to mat together. Like, it looks like one section, bro. I went home, yeah, brought out spray. You know, like, spray was brushing out my hair. I took it out. I used spray to try and separate it and make it fluffy. I just took it out.
No, but he was so
rude. Till this day, I still think about it, you know.
He's so rude, but so funny.
So funny.
Oh my God. So anyway, obviously, he said something to the one that didn't have much to gain or lose. And the man just said, come outside. Obviously, he's embarrassed. Yeah. Come outside. He picked up a stick or a brick.
Yeah.
Or a stone or a brick. And threw it at him. It was chaos.
Absolute chaos. Didn't they get banned from the library after that?
I'm pretty sure
someone got banned from the library.
I'm pretty sure they did.
And we were scared that we were also banned.
Because we studying.
We were actually studying.
We had things to lose.
And that was the end of like the library saga. I think after that, they didn't show up as much.
Yeah, I don't know where they would have gone.
I don't know where they would have gone, but I know some of them were banned. But yeah, God.
It's like, imagine being banned from a library when you don't even go to school in itself. What is it? It was those prep schools, PREP. So it's like pupil referral units.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah.
If you ended up there, ooh, Lord. I remember there was like a college to it as well.
There was.
Ah, Lord. If you end up in that college, boy, prayers. Thoughts and prayers, boy. I think back then they would even let you do A-levels there.
Wouldn't they?
That's what I heard. They didn't let you do A-levels there, just straight BTEC. Which actually, you know what? Yeah, I always say this. Now that I know what I know, If I was to ever go back to college again, sixth form, I would do a BTEC.
Yeah.
I would actually do a bit. Why were we killing ourselves?
100%. Because you see, when I got to DMU and I found out that people doing the same course as me, my mates had done BTEC to get here. And I was, we've already had the conversation about how me and Stephanie were struggling.
Fighting for our lives in chemistry.
For A-levels. When I say struggling, my mum felt sorry for me.
If I had known.
Struggling.
There was you know what I was thinking about actually? There was actually one point, during A-level exam season where I wasn't even sleeping in my bed. I was revising so much. I had like a little mat that I would sleep on in the living room with my pillow and my blanket. And my mum used to try to come down and beg me to go to sleep and rest.
That's so cute.
And I would literally be there like Pro Plus up, like
brother.
7 Pro Pluses in my bloodstream, just like no with my red eyes.
I remember taking over the dining room table, all my bed, post-it notes on the mirror. All
for what?
All for ease.
I get to adulthood, it's like all for this. Who has ever asked me to calculate anything? Who has? All for this.
Can't even remember that's probably why I failed, because I can't remember what the hell they taught me in chemistry.
I couldn't remember. As in, I'm sitting in the exam.
Still
I've
not
answered 1A. I can't answer 1B. I skipped to 2. I said, let me go to 2 and I'll go back to 1B after. Couldn't answer 2A. Couldn't answer 2B. And you need the answer of 2 from 2A to answer 2B to also answer 2C. I'm like, let me go to 3. 3 is even harder. Can't do that. I was just like, you know what?
I remember there was one paper. I sat down. I said, yeah, today will be the day. I sat down. I said,
literally,
every question. You're waiting for one, And
it's so wicked, because you need the answer from the first question in order to answer the second question and the third question. So if you don't know the answer for question 1, you're already finished. It's done.
Myth. Like, imagine turning to the back and being like, you're on the back page and there's about one that you might be able to answer. You can try work it out.
Even in the back page, there'll be like a 10-mark question. You just see bare lines that you have to write and you only know like 2 words that you can put down there.
Myth. It was hell.
A-level was hell. Oh, never again. Give me BTEC, please. I will do the coursework.
I'd have a time as well. Oh, I'd be creative with it.
I feel like it's the way that they kind of PR'd it internally, like the school. They made it seem like BTEC was like,
don't let me start on our school, because everything was for Oxford.
Everything was for Oxford, Cambridge.
Oxbridge,
if you weren't going to Oxford or Cambridge, you were left to your own devices. They didn't care. It's who can make them look good.
Word.
But then they made it seem like BTEC was like the people that really didn't have a chance. And most of the people that I know that do BTEC actually have really good jobs.
Yeah.
They're doing well.
Yep.
Whilst we were there fighting for our lives.
Suffering.
With my calculator.
How was your week? Sorry. That was a very long intro.
Sorry, I was just there reminiscing. Yeah, my week was good. But naturally, it was really hectic as well. I always say it's good and then I go back and actually be honest. It was extremely hectic. I'm extremely exhausted.
You're an award winner.
I won an award. Which was nice. That's actually my first physical award that I can actually take home.
Cute.
So yeah, that was really nice. Pleasant surprise. And then actually let me give you guys an update about Chooks. So I'm a cat mum now. Chooks had me on my knees on Thursday morning, crying in my pant. Literally crying in my leopard print, fuchsia pink pant. So we don't lock him out. We shut the door, our bedroom door, when we're going to sleep, because one thing we've learned about Chooks is that he will sleep in the day, barely actually sleeps in the day. Like, it'll be like 20-minute burst naps. But at night, bro is doing backflips, zoomies, all sorts. So the first few days that we had him, I was really, I felt really bad about shutting the door, so I just used to leave it open. Big mistake. I was getting no sleep. No sleep. And because bro thinks that my toes are snacks, I'm like constantly on guard, because I'm like, I can wake up and this bro's mouth just wide open, ready to eat my big toe. So, at first we tried the playpen, which he absolutely hates. He literally cried. It's the loudest he will cry. Oh my God. I put him in it yesterday because he pulled down the curtain. So I did that as his punishment. So I put him in the playpen with his toys. Bro was... At point, yeah, he would like have intervals where he's trying to claw his way out. Like he has like the motivation to try and get out, yeah. And then when he sees that it's not working, he would just like hold the thing and go, literally like waving his head. I was trying to be stern and I literally just burst out laughing. Bro would just be like, and bear in mind, yeah, we're hiding this cat. So no one knows you have a cat, but the playpen's by the door. So you're just hearing. I just take it back because like, you're actually going to expose us.
That's hilarious.
Bear in mind, he has toys in there. I put him in there with toys, like his favourite toys. So he can actually play. The playpen's big enough where he can move around and play.
You just don't know how to play there.
You don't know how to play there. Because he's like, why are you, man, leaving me here and you're not in here with me? So back to the story. So when I wake up, I usually go, the first thing I do is usually I go find Chooks because I feel bad that I left him out there, as in the living room.
In the
wild by himself. Now, bear in mind, it's a black cat and I have bad eyesight, innit? So it takes me a while sometimes. Like, Chooks could be sitting right in front of me, but if his eyes are closed, he just turns into like one small shadow. So I'm like, Chooks. And he's literally looking at me like, bro, I'm here. So I was looking this particular morning. Couldn't find him anywhere. Not in the living room, not in his usual spots. I was like, where is this guy? Looked in all the storage cupboards. I was like, there's no way this guy could have escaped and gone outside because the door's locked, chained, everything. Looked in the bathrooms, everything. And now I'm starting to get scared because I'm like, where is this boy? Looked in the wardrobes, nothing there. So now I spot that the chest of drawers in the office, the bottom drawer is like slightly open. I was like, I hope this boy didn't go in there because with that drawer, it's a bit dodgy, can't shut all the way. So there's space at the back, as in behind the drawer, where you could easily go into. Looking, I'm moving around the clothes. I can't see no one. I'm there. So then I push the drawer to shut it and I hear the faintness of his bell jingling. So I'm like, no, I heard something. I swear I heard something. I open the drawer again, moving around the clothes, can't see nothing. I move the drawer again as if I'm trying to shut it. I hear the faint bell, but it sounds like the bell is attached to a dead body. Like the thing it's attached to isn't moving. It's just the bell swaying. So now I'm panicking, like crying out, oh my God, Chooks is at the back of the drawer. I'm trying to get the drawer out. I'm literally like frantically trying to get it out. My husband comes over, frantically trying to get it out. Literally, we're hearing the bell, but it's very, very faint. I'm like, this cat is dead. Chooks is dead. We've killed him. We neglected him. We should just let him sleep with us. This guy just pops his head from under a shirt. Like, are you man looking for me? But also, calm down. I'm here. By then, I'm already crying. I've got tears in my eyes. Like, one tear's dropped. I'm in my pant. Like, literally panicking. This boy's just looking at me like, oh, hi. That's the moment where, one, I knew I loved Chooks, but two, I knew this boy he has me on the ropes.
Can I tell you a story? So as you're saying that, I remember one day I was filming, so I was on location, right? So there was no one. My partner was in LA. Yeah. And I was filming on location, like we had to stay over. So I had to take my sorrow to my mum's house. So obviously my mum's never looked after a cat in her life, right? But I was like, Mum, sorrow, here. Okay, here's her food. Da, 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 da. So obviously now I think I've gone down. So it's the second, so it's the morning after I've left her. Yeah. If that makes sense. And I'm now filming, right? And my mum is belling off my phone. I'm like, Mum, I'm filming. I'll speak to you later. Like, she's like, Chris, can Sorrel jump out the window? Now remember.
No.
We live, so my house is obviously like a normal, like, is it terrace house? Yeah. So she thinks Sorrel's jumped out the top bedroom window.
Nah.
So now she's looking out the window. I'm like, Mum. I'm used to this cat already. So I'm like, Mum, she ain't jumped out the window. She's like, Chris, I'm looking for her everywhere. I can't see her. So Mum, she's like...
And Sorrel's a black cat as well. So she
black and white, yeah.
She's got that hint of white, but she balls herself up.
Yeah.
She's a shadow. I should have got a bright cat.
So then my mum's gone down the road on the street. My small Asian mum. Formulation. Sorrow. On the road. Sorrow. When she told me, she called me. I was like, I went down the road and I was calling Sorrows. I'm like,
and you know how cats are. They ain't come down because they're calling their name. Even if they're hiding even more. You can't let them know that you're looking for them because they will hide even more.
They will hide. So I'm like, Mum, this cat has not gone outside because Sorrow's a house cat, innit? Sorrow's scared to go, whereas we live in a flat, she's scared to go into the lobby. Like, Sorrow is not... She's too bougie for that. So I'm like, Mum... Obviously, I'm cackling because the poor woman has been outside looking like a mad woman. And I'm like, Mum, the cat is not outside. She's just in a cupboard scared somewhere because obviously it's a new environment. So obviously then she's gone through all the cupboards and she's been calling Sorrow, but Sorrow's just ignoring you.
Yeah,
Sorrow will do this thing where she'll tip her ear and wag her tail and still won't move.
Yeah, Chucks don't know his name's Chucks.
He don't know yet?
He don't know his name's Chucks.
I think it takes him a while.
I think he thinks his name's Papa.
Because you say, Papa.
I'm like, Papa. So I think I may have messed up there, but go on.
So yeah, then she eventually found her in one of the cupboards very deep. She was like, I had to move loads of clothing.
Yeah. Then man, when they want to hide, they'll hide.
Proper.
They will hide.
Proper.
Like, I'm scared for the day that Chucks figures out how to open the doors. Because you see how we're locking him out. It's not going to work.
Yeah, he's going to headbutt stuff.
He already headbutts the door, so I can't even leave it like slightly ajar. It has to be like shut.
Can he not headbutt that? No, not yet, but he will be able to.
But he will be, because if you leave the door even just slightly ajar, he'll headbutt it. And now he's like, I must have shut the office because I was on a call, and I'm just hearing scratching, and he's so dramatic.
I love that for him.
Yeah, as I'm on the call, I just see a paw. A paw literally in the room.
When they just...
And I was like to the person in the class, I'm so sorry. Can you just give me 1 second? I feel my cat trying to squeeze himself underneath the door. I open the door. Bro's just sitting there like, hi.
Ready? Ready for me?
I had to let him in.
I love that.
Cats, man. But yeah, that's my update with Chucks. Chucks has got me on the ropes, and he's also pulled down the curtain. The way he galloped when he did that sounds like you got a black
Sorrow
mum.
could never.
He galloped. No, maybe he heard the king. He ran. When I say guy was galloping, I couldn't find him for a good half an hour. He said, not
I'm
me,
crying,
boy.
not me.
Not me, boy. When I found him, the way I put him in that playpen, I said, you?
He knows he fucked up.
Remember he had the king? He galloped.
He said, nah.
All I could see was him galloping, his little asshole exposed because his tail was like straight up.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, other than that, my week has been good. How's your week been? Go on,
been
Pastor
good.
Chris. We know we're going to do step up in your suit. Sermon time.
So 2 things, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've decided I'm going to become a minimalist.
Okay, here we go.
Right. No, that sounds a lot more wholesome than it is. No, it's because we're starting to get ready to move. So we have to pack up our house.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't understand why we have things. Like...
Nothing will expose how much shit you have other than moving out.
Brother, why do we have things? Like,
you know, I threw away like a good 70% of myself just because I couldn't be bothered to carry it.
And I hear it because before I was saying, like, my partners really want, like, he loves to throw.
Mm-hmm.
And also he has this thing. Yeah. I'm going to talk about it because it scratches the inside of my eyeball. So, like, and when I say he loves to throw, to find things to throw, he'll just purposely. So he'll cook food, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And there'll be 1 spoon of food left.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, every time I go back to that pot to like clean it. So like in the night or the next day, the next morning, there's always 1 spoon of food just left in that pot, like a big spoon, like a serving spoon, just left because he couldn't be bothered to put it on either of our plates and he wants to throw it. It is the most bizarre thing. No, but it's too small. That's my thing though. It's too small an amount. That's why I go, because I'm really a person that's like, yeah, put it in the fridge. But it's too small. Like it's 2 mouthfuls of food. But you've purposely left it. You could just, I was like, why didn't you put it on plates? Well, I don't want to eat too much. Like there's nothing on the plate. It's a serving. Anyway.
We don't have that problem in our house, but we're going to eat that shit.
I will eat it. I will consume. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Anyway, so he loves to throw. So right now he's like, yeah, I'm gonna throw everything. And I'm like, I hate throwing. I hate throwing away things, but Stephanie. And this is why I've got to become a minimalist. Because if I hate throwing away things, it just means you're gonna hoard.
You're gonna hoard.
So I have to stop buying things. That is it. Because I was thinking about it and I'm like, we just have stuff and I don't want to throw them away because I hate being wasteful. And for me, there's so many people that don't have things in this world. So it feels ungrateful to throw away things that there's other people in this world that they would want it. But, and also I come from a home and I realize where mild hoarders, like, and I say that and I understand why, because as we spoke about in like one of the previous podcasts, our parents weren't born here.
Yeah.
So everything that they have, they've worked very hard to earn. Do you get me? So they're very precious over these things because it's literally nothing was given to them. It's like, I've worked for this. Like I came here with nothing.
Yeah.
So and I get it because then that's why we have houses with a lot of things in it. However, me and them are not the same. Do you get it? So like, I need to be able to throw away things. Otherwise, I'm going to take what I've learned from them, which is being sentimental about everything, even though you don't necessarily need to be sentimental about everything. And then, but I don't have the reason to be sentimental. So I'm just hoarding.
Yeah, I was just hoarding. But how would I say it? With me, when I moved, I was so adamant about not being a hoarder because my mum, bless her, I've never come across a woman with so much clothes and shoes. And she listens to this podcast. So she's always like, you are always saying something about me. What story are you using me for this time? You're a hoarder. She has so much clothes. Beyond her wardrobe, she has like 4 other trunks of clothing, in her room. And then in the loft, has suitcases full of clothes and shoes. This woman has so many clothes. I literally don't even think it could fit into a walk-in wardrobe. That's how much clothes she has. So I'm very much like, for me, because I see that, I'm like, this is a lot of space you're taking up. For me, I'm very adamant about, if I'm not wearing it, you're going.
So you have to
you're
get
going.
rid.
Charity, throwing it away. I do a wardrobe clear out at least twice a year. Like,
that's what I need to start doing.
Like keeping stuff that I'm not using. What I do keep though is cards.
Do you?
I keep cards and I keep, actually, it's just cards. And documents.
Oh, I'm bad with that. I'm so bad with that.
I have a document bag.
Is it all in order though?
A big bag, of documents, letters, important letters, documents.
Oh, you're so grown.
Like literally, I keep everything. I call it the documents bag. So someone will be like, oh, man, can you go get me the documents bag, please? And it's like a big bag.
So I have a bunch of letters underneath my mum's bed. No, underneath my bed in my mum's house.
Do you keep your letters underneath your bed? I thought that was just like a internet thing. I didn't know people actually keep stuff under their bed.
No, it's because I can't be bothered to go through all of them.
Oh.
Yeah, they're piling up in my mum's house as we speak.
No, I keep stuff just because I'm always scared that like HMRC are going to come.
That's it.
I'm like, show us evidence.
And this is the thing, my mum's always like, Chris, you need to put this away because HMRC.
Yeah.
I'll fear for HMRC.
And they will ask, they will pop out 7 years time like, where's evidence of this day? So I just keep everything.
Yeah, you've got to. But I don't have it organised, so there's that. Also, okay, right, So a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about being disciplined and just doing it. And then I fell off gym. So there's that. And, I want to start tracking again. I spoke about that as well. But after I messaged you the other day, after eating half a Lola's cake.
I just want you to know you can never judge me again.
I messaged Stephanie, right? I was filming something and we had to get a cake for it. And it was a Lola's, the £25 red velvet. And I offered some to everyone that we were filming with. And most people didn't want. So I didn't want to throw it away because I hate throwing things away, as we've just spoken about. So the only option was to eat it. Stephanie, I ate that cake, 3/4 of the cake by myself. I want you to know. I was like, Malachi, do you want cake? He's like, no gains.
And he said, okay, so I'm going to take it upon myself.
You
know what? It beats like that sometimes.
I ate that
It's the cake you sent me. It actually, do you know what? Especially when you're like, you're not eating it all in one go. So you're like revisiting it. Oh, you just sat there and ate it.
Okay, so no, a quarter I ate in one go. No, it was 3 goes actually.
Yeah, so like you go back and forth. Sometimes you could end up eating half the cake by accident because you're going back and forth, you're just picking at it.
Yeah.
I see why it happens, and that's why I personally, when I have cake, I make it a thing to give it away to people because if not,
it's just you and the cake.
It's just you and the cake.
What? When I saw the picture of what was happening, obviously I was having meltdowns this week as well. I was having so many meltdowns on the phone to Steph this week. It was crazy.
At one point, yeah, I was simply just the vessel that was meant to be there and not say nothing. Tia was literally chatting to herself, like a debate back and forth. Like, no, I'm in the wrong, but you know, no, I'm in the wrong. Literally reassuring herself on the phone. I'm just typing away, doing my work. I'm getting stuff done. Sis is just self-regulating on the phone to me.
So I was, self-regulating, panicking. And then, and we had a lot, again, because I'd filmed quite a bit. So there was a lot of snacks. So I had like Tools crisp. Like, you know, the £5 crisp. You know, they're very popular on TikTok. The one that like, I can't stand the flavour, but truffle flavoured crisp.
I'm thinking about Tyrrell's. Is it Tyrrell's?
No, it's more expensive than Tyrrell's. But I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And you'll see. Anyway, so obviously I'm having constant meltdowns and eating through this Lotus cake. Malachi's like, you'll never unbig your back. I'm like, what? I've gone down the road and I've bought more Hotel Chocolat.
Nah.
It was hell.
You could eat like this.
It was hell. Anyway, but the beginning of last week, I kind of decided, I was toying with it. Because I was like, I haven't been eating regularly and well. And then obviously, this doesn't include the meltdown. Also, my period's obviously due as well, like today or tomorrow. So this all adds to why I was eating the way I was eating or craving the things I was craving. So anyway, I decided I am going to start meal prepping like properly Sunday night. Actually, I'll probably do it Sunday morning. But I'm doing like a whole mince, rice, broccoli. I ordered the containers from Amazon. So I've got like 12 glass containers. Quality stuff. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to do and meal prep breakfast as well. So like M&S Greek yogurt with like, remember I was on the phone with you and I spoke about my little honey vanilla strawberry fruit mix.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for like mornings. And I'm just trying to be a more put together person and wake up like 5:30, go gym, have my meal prep ready, bish bash boom.
I'm gonna wish you luck with that.
Like I'm dedicated now because
when it gets to Tuesday evening, you're gonna look at that container.
No, but that's why you gotta make food exciting.
Yeah, but even then, I feel like with food, the first and second day is when it's at its peak of enjoyment. The third day starts to taste like fridge.
You're right.
It starts to taste like fridge. The broccoli's looking a bit pale.
Sad.
It's like a bit sad. You know, it just starts to, the flavors have like touched each other.
Yeah.
And then the fridge
now the broccoli tastes like mint.
Yeah. Then that one random half onion that you left in the fridge has now made the smell, the taste has now made its way into the container. It's just, because I see people say, oh yeah, I've meal prepped for the whole week. I'm like, you're eating that same thing for the whole week. By week 4, by day 4, what does that look like? What does it taste like? Because I guarantee you, it's not looking like what it looked like on day 1 and 2. In fact, day 4 is when you start smelling it, when you open it to make sure that it's still all right to eat.
How long do you keep rice for?
Right. Well, how long does rice last in my house? You should ask me. Average of 4 days. If it's like jollof rice or fried rice, 4 days.
If it's white rice?
If it's white rice, I don't keep that thing in the fridge for more than 2
really?
3 days. Yeah. Because after that, like you got to start smelling the rice to see if it's off. And if you have to smell it to see if it's off, you shouldn't be eating it.
So, unpopular opinion, yeah. I have never known. Well, it's not an opinion. Like I've never experienced this thing that everyone has with rice. This kind of caution everyone has with rice. I've never had it.
Rice can spoil.
Well, I know it can
And
spoil,
when
but I've never.
When it spoils,
what does it look
it
like? When
can
it spoils?
literally. It's like slimy. It's like it smells like it's slimy. That's how you can tell, because if you leave rice out for more than a day, like when you cook it in the rice cooker, it will spoil. And when it spoils and you eat it, oh my Lord.
See, I've never had that, but I've also eaten rice that's been left out a day.
Yeah, so did you touch it?
Girl, I've been doing this my whole life. So it's only when I moved in with my fiance that if rice had been left in the rice cooker overnight, he'd throw it away. I'm like, why are you throwing it away?
Because
I just...
the bacteria had a party in there. That rice is not the same.
And I heard rice can kill you, innit?
Yo.
But like, this was never something...
It's just as dangerous as that undercooked chicken.
Really?
Like, yeah, like, hey, I don't play when it comes to rice, you know. If that thing is spoiled, I don't care how big the pot of rice I made. If it's slimy and it feels like a spoiled, I'll throw it away.
Did you grow up eating rice every day?
Well, I'm Nigerian, so...
Yeah?
Yeah. I'll say a good 5 times a week.
So, I didn't know... So, I went to uni and I didn't know that people didn't eat rice every night.
Same. I didn't know. And you know when people are like, oh yeah, you know you got... And portion control. Yeah. I didn't realize how much rice we're actually supposed to eat.
Brother.
It's not sustainable for me. What do you mean I can't have a whole plate of jollof? When I found out how many calories are actually in the plate of jollof, they're like, this is the portion size they're supposed to be eating.
Crazy.
I'm like, ask one Nigerian person how much rice they're eating. That is 1 spoon you're telling me that I need to eat.
It's crazy.
I didn't realize that rice was supposed to be like a side serving until I was like older.
Word.
When people say
that
rice
is the main
as a
part
side,
of the
that
dish.
is the main dish. Everything else is just a supporting act.
Like
the rice is the main character.
We eat rice so often. Obviously, my mum's Malaysian, so Asians eat rice a lot, generally. So it got to a point like we knew when I was going to uni, one of the first things my mum bought me was a rice cooker. Like it was just like, because we eat rice.
Bag of rice.
Every day. The big bag.
Big bag of rice.
Like we'd have the big 5 kg bag because we're eating it every day.
Like people they're having it aside. And like
and
one little spoon.
And they're eating like pasta on the next day and a potato on the next day.
I'm like,
I said, what?
Pasta was like special occasion for us. Like, oh, my mum wanted to zhuzh things up.
Yes, like a once a week
pasta kind of thing.
I was like,
or like
what?
a fish cake with a salad, which I really used to enjoy.
Yeah, I never did that. It was just rice.
Yeah, but
and we'd even have rice and potato.
This is how uncommon it was. The fish cake and salad would be on a Friday night. Like as a treat.
For the Friday.
For the Friday.
Fish Fridays, yeah.
So I'm like, when I used to see people like, literally, they're switching up every day, I'm like, huh?
Yeah, word.
Because once I cook that thing on Sunday or Saturday, that's carrying us through the week.
It's okay, there's rice in the fridge.
There's rice in the fridge.
You ate rice yesterday.
If there's not rice in the fridge, I literally will have a breakdown. If there's no rice in the fridge, it means there's no food at home. It doesn't matter what else is in the fridge. If there is no rice in my fridge, there's no food at home.
I remember when I started realizing people were having potatoes instead of rice. I said, what? We eat the potatoes and
the rice.
Just what the
I didn't even know there was. I was like, what you're. They'll be like, oh, it's a bit too carby for me. I'm just looking at them like, okay. At lunch, literally at lunch and work, people are like, oh no, I think I'm going to skip the rice because I've got potatoes. It's just a bit too carby for me. I'm just there looking at them like, you're actually considering whether it's carby.
And the thing is, I was like, potatoes are a veg though.
Like, that's not like, how is this enough to like satisfy you? What's going to soak up like the sauce? You need rice. But, yeah, cool. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. Have you watched Baby Reindeer?
No. And I want to because I'm seeing everybody talk about it. Go on.
It is probably one of the best Netflix series to come out this year, but it's so scary.
I saw the woman that it was supposed to be about was...
They went to go find her and started messaging her, and sis released a statement saying she don't know the man.
She was so sassy with it.
She was
saying
like,
Korea.
I said, sis,
she was
it looks like you. I was like, you have literally told on yourself. But also, why would you go find her? To tell what, people are too fast up. But yeah, Baby Reindeer, for those who haven't watched it, and sorry if this is a spoiler, you can actually skip this. It's basically a true story by, I wrote it down somewhere, Richard Gard, who actually stars as the main character in there. Basically he was stalked by this woman who was like a lawyer, apparently. She was stalked by her relentlessly, and also essayed by her as well.
What?
So trigger warning for everyone. So yeah, she did actually end up essaying him. And you see it in the scene. And to be honest, it was actually quite emotional, because one thing I really respect about the series is that it highlighted how society reacts to men who are victims of SA. The police were completely useless. He was reporting the stalking. They were asking for more and more evidence. They were basically useless. And then even when he reported the SA, like, they basically made a jest of it. Like, wasn't taken seriously at all. But yeah, he was being stalked by her. She's apparently mentally ill. And like, he did some digging and found out like she had the criminal record for doing this. And to be honest, like, yeah, she was just unhinged. She would show up. So I think they first met at she had been stalking him on Facebook for a while before she actually started stalking physically. And he only found out like halfway through the series when he was doing his own digging to find out who this woman is and why she's doing all of this. But yeah, she showed up to the pub that he works at, and basically always used to order a Diet Coke. And obviously him being nice, he now gave her the Diet Cokes free of charge. God forgive me, but now I start to think, would it have been different if he charged her and just acted normally? Because I feel like she took that as, yeah,
I like you, yeah.
Fine. So, like, yeah, as I was watching it, obviously, I'm nowhere near as bad as this woman, but it made me really reflect and start to question whether I've been a stalker at one point. Because she was showing up, she would like, I can't remember how she got his number. I think he gave it to her at one time when she visited the pub. Basically, she would text him back to back, like double text, triple text, quadruple. He's not answering. She's literally texting like, I saw you today. Da, da, da. Oh, I saw that you did this. Was sharp to you stand-up comedy shows. At one point, and this is when she like, I was like, this woman is unhinged. She basically made friends with his ex's mother, who he lives with. So one day he comes back from work and sis is sitting there having a cup of tea with his ex's mother.
You scream.
You actually have to scream.
You scream.
But yeah, the whole thing just made me really like question whether I've been a stalker. And I was just thinking back to the times like, okay, what's the most extreme thing I've done? Now, you know me, I like to, when I want to find something, I'm going to find it.
You're very dedicated.
All I need is a little toenail, a pinky finger. I'm going to piece together the puzzle. But most times it has been because I'm fighting someone, or if I'm interested in someone, trying to find out if they actually have a partner. Or even when I'm speaking to someone, trying to find out if they actually have a partner.
Or a secret family.
Or a secret family. Or just generally, I do like to, if I'm talking to someone, or if I have an interest with someone, I will do an audit just to make sure that they're, obviously this is way back in the day.
She's married now.
I'm married. Back in the day, I used to basically do CRB checks on socials, because you just never know. Especially like when you're meeting someone that doesn't have any mutuals with you. I would do a thorough check. Like, I would check everything, your digital footprint, your Twitter, if you have one. I'm checking keywords against your tweets.
Yeah, you got to, yeah.
You've got to. I'll check your Instagram, your tagged photos, everything, just to make sure you're not a psychopath, but also to make sure you don't have a woman. But even then, you know these men. They won't post nothing on their page, yeah. These times it's their 5-year wedding anniversary and they have 3 kids with one on the way. But yeah, I used to do that. But then I was thinking about, okay, cool. Has there ever been a time where I may have like followed someone physically or done something physically to someone that I had an interest in? And the only thing I could think of was, remember back in the day when I used to like, there's someone that I used to like at a local school in our area.
Okay.
I was infatuated with this boy. As in, infatuated. Every time I used to see him, my legs were literally turned to jelly. It was actually so pathetic now that I think about it. But every Wednesday, he used to play football. He used to have football practice at his school. And the way their playground was set up was that basically, if you could see everything if you walked through this particular alleyway. So I used to make my friends every Wednesday after school, we would literally sit, come rain, come sunshine, in that spot and watch him play football. Bear in mind, yeah, every time he used to come to our group to chat, very lovely lad, I would not say a word. There was no external evidence outside of my friendship group that I fancied this boy. You would never be able to cook it.
You would never know.
You would never know, but I was infatuated. He had no socials, nothing. So all I could do is just pray that I see him on the day.
Can I just say, yeah, side note, what a good lad at that time.
He was such
the
a
switch up
good
was mad.
boy.
The switch up was mad.
The switch up, the rebrand. I really thought he had a chance. I had so much faith in him.
So this is one of those stories where like the area you're around, yeah, or the people you're around change you. Because as Steph said, and this is very her, he was such a good youth, like
such a good
so
boy.
Articulate, so
like
polite, such a gentleman. He wasn't really, I don't think he was originally from East London.
No, they weren't even from London.
They weren't from London.
They moved with their dad from somewhere. I think it was somewhere in the Midlands somewhere. They definitely weren't from London.
And you could tell they were so
polite, lovely.
And the road switch up came within like 2 years.
No, do you know what? It was after we left school.
Was it?
So it was during the college periods because he was still nice up until year 11.
I'm sure year 11 it started to turn.
I was off him by year 11 actually.
Yeah, so he started to turn.
I weren't even paying him any mind. I think one day I found a new interest and I just stopped paying him any mind. But he was absolutely lovely. And then he just turned. He was still nice to us, like, don't get me wrong. But he was just...
The influence of criminality around us.
The hood got him.
The thing is, like, remember I said, because I used to go swimming with them. Mm-hmm. So I would go swimming every Monday.
The most useless spy. I'm like, I'll ask her for updates, yeah, after her swimming lesson. She's like, no, they were just fine. I'm like, give me the tea. What did he wear? What was he doing? How does he swim? She was giving me nothing. Nothing. No material to work with.
So obviously, when I first started swimming, obviously their dad would take them.
Yeah.
And then eventually, obviously, we all started going.
Yeah.
Alone and like lovely boys, just so respectful. And then obviously swimming stopped. And then it was like, oh, you're hanging around with like, you know, people that hung around on the main road.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, oh, you're making money now.
Do you know what it was? Nah, they started to hang out with them. Then they started to wear the night gloves.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I lost him. That's when I knew he was gone. He started to wear the night gloves. I said, it's over.
See, back in the day when the boys started wearing the night gloves,
they're finished. It's done. It's done. The hood has got them.
Criminality's finding
They have enrolled into the school of hoodlumism. They're gone.
Anyway, so yeah, we would have to walk home. So we'd walk through this alleyway, but then we'd stop.
We'll stop and we'll sit on the fence. As everyone would be chatting. And obviously I'm pretending that I'm chatting too, but my eye is glued.
Because we know why we're there.
We know why we're there. And we'll check as we're walking, like, is he there? Is he there? Is he there? Yeah, he's there. Okay, cool. Let's go sit down. Literally, like, watch until the very end. Then they'll come out and we'll just be like, no, we're just chilling. I knew why I was there. I wouldn't say a word to him. I think the first time I said a word to him was when I gave him a lollipop, a heart-shaped lollipop on Valentine's Day. Because my friends gassed me to do it. It's like, yeah, just do it. Like, oh no, he's not gonna, like, it's calm. Gave him the lollipop. And again, this was at the time when he was still like really sweet. So he actually hugged me and said, thank you. Guys, I wanted to die in his arms. I wanted to die. I remember that day so well. I wanted to faint.
Cute.
I wanted to faint. I think that's the only time I ever like spoke to him. It must have felt so strange to him on his end.
Not really, because like kids are friendly. And he'd known of you.
Yeah, because I'm always there, but I'd never like.
So he, like, I don't think.
Then for me to just shout with a oh my
just
God.
Just oh, hey, do you want one?
It is giving baby reindeer, isn't it?
Not really.
It's not, but it feels like it is.
No, I think because we were young, you can get away with it. I mean, we've had worse experiences with people following.
I'm fighting for my life. But yeah, no, that whole the baby reindeer thing, I highly recommend everyone watches it, but it just made me really like question myself, like, am I mad? Am I this mad? Could I ever be that mad?
Can I just say though? So I was thinking about this after our conversation. And then I was like, remember we went to a girls' school. And I think it was particularly harsh on the boys that went to sixth form. In our school.
I know where this is going.
They had a hard time.
They had a hard
So just for context, we went to a girls' school, but the sixth form was a mixed sixth form. And so there was a girls' school, there was a boys' school, and the sixth form was, at the time, a joint sixth form. So the boys would go to sixth form, the girls would go to sixth form. And you could either be based in the girls' school or be based in a boys' school.
Or split between.
Split between,
yeah.
So you were split between, I was mostly based in the boys' school.
Yeah.
So, but if you were a boy who people thought were attractive, like who the children, the girls would find attractive, and you were based in the girls' school, it was hell.
I'm still waiting for the day that one of the boys actually actively sue us for trauma.
And it'd be a group of girls that would chase them and follow them down the corridors.
I'm going to use this as opportunity to say, Adam, I am so sorry. Adam, I am so sorry. Because what we did to that boy,
poor boy, man.
We knew his timetable like it was our own schedule. In fact,
that is so
in our
bad.
timetables, in the planners where we had our time, we would write the lessons that Adam had in our diaries too, so we knew exactly where to go. And the worst thing is that it wasn't even like a small group of girls, it was the whole year group.
Yeah, it was a huge group of girls.
It was the whole year group.
That poor boy.
We acted like men that had just been released from a 10-year prison in solitary confinement. We were hungry. It was like,
teenage girls are bad.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. I remember one time, I think it was like close to like his last few days in sixth form before like he would have gone off to uni. And like everyone, we just wanted to see him for the very last time because we didn't know exactly when his last day was. So we're like, that whole week we just need to. I remember he came out of class late. Everyone was like, this was like the whole year group. I think at one point we thought maybe like he didn't show up to class and stuff. And I was like, and then someone went to go check in the window. It was like, no, he's there. Everyone waiting. When I say the whole of Marici, the whole walkway, and Marici's like it's like
the playground,
basically. Imagine a whole year group just lined up waiting for you. You know, like when the royal family get married and that road leads to Buckingham Palace, where all the people are there just cheering and shouting. This boy came out, yeah. Would I say
poor
everyone
went
crazy? My guy didn't even look at any of us. We're just there literally frothing at the mouth.
Oh boy. Do you know what though? I do wonder, did he warn his brother? Because his brother was in our year, right? Yeah. And his brother's lovely. Like friends with all of us, yeah. But I wonder, did he ever warn his brother like this might be the case?
He must, because I remember when we found out that he had a brother that was our age and was coming to our sixth form. Everyone, there was a briefing before. There was a briefing before, like, right, who knows him? What does he look like? Is he as peng as his brother? Like, literally, there was a briefing.
That's crazy.
I cannot believe how wild we were. Like, Adam, if you actually ever open up a case to get us all thrown into prison, I'll actually turn myself in, because what the hell was that? What the hell was that? And then, the fact that teachers were aware as well, because I'll see like Mr. Moore, like walking through.
But why did they not want to save him?
Walking through Marici looking hella confused.
Can I say, yeah? But this is what I was talking about this yesterday with my friends, yeah? Teachers are baby boys and baby girls. Because really, a lot of these teachers now thinking back must have been in their 20s.
Yeah, they ain't stopping us.
And they did not know how to handle that situation. And they were not protecting this poor boy.
They wouldn't. A whole year group of horny teenage girls frothing at the mouth. Don't come near us with a stick. You might get your arm bitten off.
And we were feisty as well.
Oh,
we've made many a teacher cry. Many a teacher cry.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Palmer.
I was talking about Mr. Palmer yesterday.
That time,
he was so lovely.
Remember when he went ballistic when he forgot the key? I was like, well, you should be more responsible. I literally screamed in my face.
No, because he was 20-something. He was actually a baby.
Mr. Palmer, I'm so sorry, because I actually did like him. I was just
he was
really
lovely.
cheeky. I don't know what I was on that day.
Just
Basically, he
quiff.
was really frustrated, yeah. And he got to class and we had been waiting for time for him. And then he realised that he got to the door and he realised he forgot his keys. He's like, I forgot the keys. Let me go quickly grab the keys. And I was like, well, you should have been more responsible. My bro had me up against the wall. He was screaming in my face. And the worst thing is I wasn't even phased. I found it funny. I was like, oh, you got worked up. The same thing with Mr. Chandler in tech. Mr. Chandler, yeah, one time. I think we're going to a trip.
Mm-hmm.
And he was trying to calm the class down because we were all in that workshop class. And he's trying to talk. And we're just there all gisting loudly. Like no one's even paying any attention to him, yeah. My man goes red and just starts screaming, everyone quiet now. So he screamed so loud. I think it was Michelle jumped in the air. And now, yeah. I'm like trying not to look. I think I usually Natasha I'm trying not to look at them because like,
you'll laugh.
If I look at them, I'm going to laugh. What I say, lips were quivering. Everyone was trying not to look at each other because I'm like, if we laugh, this man's gonna go ballistic.
No, our teachers had it hard in a
Teachers had it
girls'
hard.
school.
In a girls' school,
brother.
And God forbid we found you hot as a teacher. Oh, it's a long day for you, Mr.
Oh,
Mand. I'll call it that name. It's okay, Mr. Mand.
Oh, it was a lot.
It was a lot.
Kids are unhinged though. Because remember, we were just talking about my I didn't have a stalker, but I had like a childhood crush. Might have been a BF. And
unhinged, man.
That person. I think at that time, so we were kids. I think we wanted, like I just didn't want to be his girlfriend anymore. How old was I, 14 or something?
Yeah.
And then this man, Stephanie had to protect me from this man would come all the way from another area, like another part of East London.
Yeah.
And I don't know how he did it.
Because did he not go to school?
He went to school.
But he would be outside the gate.
By the time we finished school. And I think no, they finished like 10 minutes before us or something. He would ride his
Do you know how far, and if we tell you the area, to which area, do you know how fast you have to ride your bike to get there in time before we come out?
Oh my God.
And that particular day, I think that you're going to chat about, we were actually let out of class early. Hence why I was able to spot it.
But also, our communication is great because like this person would not leave me alone. And like, just like all my friends knew.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, so we had two exits. So one was the Marici Court, as you said, which was one playground, and the other was Brescia Court, which is another playground. And I think some of my friends, our friends, saw him at one of.
It was me. It was me.
Was it really?
I walked out. I looked across the road right where the corner shop was.
Yeah.
And I think I looked there because I wanted to buy Alien Invaders. So I was trying to contemplate whether I can go there before you guys come out.
Okay.
And I just see my man standing across the road in a long leather jacket. The U-turn I did. You know when you're walking, you just stop.
Because I was still in school, innit?
You were still in school. So the rest of you lot were still in school. The way I came out, stopped, turned around, and I was like, he's here. He's here. I was just like, no, you can't go nowhere. I remember I came back into the hallway because it was one of the, you know, when we come into the gate, like, it's one of the classes in the building on the side next to the gate.
Okay, yeah.
So I was literally in the corridor like, guys, he's here. We can't go outside. We can't go outside.
And it was like consistently coming after school. So I'd be consistently trying to find
But do you know what I clocked?
What?
Do you know what I clocked? There's a pattern here. Because every time a girl had a problem with a boy that didn't go to our school, like they'll go through relationship issues or some kind of situationship issues, the boy and his friends will always show up at our gates after school because we were one of the latest to close.
Yeah.
So remember, the rest of the schools around our borough will close at like 3.
Yes.
We were coming at like 3:15, 3:25.
Yeah.
So they would always show up. Or if someone had beef, the person's waiting outside.
They're waiting outside our
school.
school.
We close late. So it gives them enough time to travel to our school and wait outside the gates.
But why are they traveling so quick? Why 15 minutes, bro?
Why? Are you running?
they must have been
Did you go to school? And the worst one about your guy is that he showed up in a leather coat, a longer leather. You know the Matrix coats. And now I'm starting to think, did he wear that to school the whole day?
He was
giving school shooter.
He was a bit unhinged as a person. But like I remember at one point he tries to come to my house and you've had to
I suffered with that boy. I actually suffered with that boy.
Why was I always finding different routes home?
We'll decide whether we need to go through Brescia or Marici. And if we went through Brescia, it meant that we had to go through the long way up to Park. So it's a long way. We'd have to go through up to Park.
Running away from 14-year-olds.
Literally, it would add an extra half an hour to our commute home.
My God, if our parents knew. Mercy. But what I did want to say, so I remember I had this experience. I think I was in my mid-20s, right? Mm-hmm. So there was a person who, there's someone that works locally to where I live. Yeah. Right? And I think I saw him every day and it was like, hi, you're right. Mm-hmm. You know when you see someone and you become friendly or familiar. Yeah. So it's like, you're right, and one time we swapped numbers, right? Obviously, I don't read social cues, so he's swapping numbers because he's moving to me.
Yeah, and you thought that he was just being friendly. That's how they get you. Like, that's how they get you.
Story of my life. We can be friends. Anyway, so this was around the corner from my house, right? So at the time, my workplace was one train stop away. Mm-hmm. So again, it takes me 15 minutes to get into work. Mm-hmm. Stephanie, by the time I got into work, this man had sent me like 20 pictures of his face.
Excuse me? Of just his face?
Of his face. They were all very PG, thank God, but his face. And obviously I'm looking at it like, I don't understand what's happening here. Why? What's going on?
Was it like different angles or is it just like the same?
Different angles with his friends, pictures of him with his mates, like pictures of him playing football, like.
Oh, he gave you a whole portfolio. I
was like, what's going on? So obviously I've come to work and I was like, oh, like there's this person I keep on seeing. We swap numbers. Now he's sending me pictures of, like, and I mean, you know when they keep on coming?
Yeah, it's just like, I have more. There's more.
I was like, what the hell is going on? So I was like, guys, I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit freaked out by this from the jump because I'm like, I don't know what you're like, again, because I don't read social cues well in general, but then now this is like a whole sideball. Yeah, it was like, okay, cool. So then he proceeded to like try and FaceTime me and call me. Brother, it's like 20 minutes. It's been like, I'm at work. It's like, he wants to call me during my lunch, FaceTime me during my lunch. I'm like, oh. And then it was constant messages. I'm like, okay, I don't know you. Something's not right. Yeah. Like, it's given very much like, you're unhinged. There's something.
Yeah, nothing breaks my heart more than when you kind of let them in and then they show themselves too early and then you realize that you've made a massive mistake.
That they're nuts.
They're nuts.
And the thing is, obviously, they go about their day-to-day looking like a normal
person until you actually like look beyond the surface and realize they're actually mad.
You realize they fancy you, and then with people they fancy unhinged, their work colleagues will never know.
Never know.
Cool. They act cool and collected.
No, but sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can see it, even at work, like you see it. Certain characteristics, like you're mad outside of work. I just know it. You're mad outside of here.
Yeah, you've got always got that person that you're like, you're into some weird stuff.
Yeah, do you know what I find? This is really random. You can always tell when someone's a bit, because like, you know when you're eating, when they're eating food, yeah, and like a bit drops on the table, they'll eat it off the table without like trying to hide it, like conscious that you're watching them. That's how I always tell that someone's mad. It's like, that's a little trick for you. If you're eating with someone, yeah, it's like it falls on the table and they just like casually take it off and eat it.
It's true because it's dirty.
One time a guy was eating a tuna sandwich from me. Someone, I think it was even at work, I think it was during uni, and like the filling fell on the table. And like, I always knew there was something wrong. Like there was something wrong. But I saw him just like literally gather the tuna filling and eat it off the table. And that's when I knew. And you had messed up.
No, because you don't care.
You don't care. And you don't even care that I'm watching you, which means you could kill me.
Yeah, because you actually don't care who sees you.
You don't care who sees you doing this atrocity that you're doing, so you could kill me.
So eventually, like, he kept on like, and I'm like, it's a bit much, like, da, da, da. And then it turns out, bless his cotton, and it's always them. He'd been in a long-term relationship with his childhood sweetheart.
Okay.
So my point being, if you've known someone since you're like 13, and now you're like, I don't know, 20 something,
you even had a chance to
you don't know how to talk,
learn how to talk to other people outside of that person. So then you just thought, let me send a whole portfolio, then follow up with a FaceTime call. Now trying to sell himself to you.
Now the girl's scared.
Now the girl's scared.
Like,
oh, but this worked with Tracy when we're 13. Yeah, you're 26, babe. You're 26. That's why I say people with childhood sweethearts, if you've been with them for over 10, just stay there.
Yeah, word. Don't leave.
Don't let us all suffer.
Don't leave. It's not worth it.
It's actually not worth it.
It's for the peace of the world.
Please, just stay there. Don't try and explore. We don't want to stay in your corner. You have been doing what has worked for you for 10 years, 10 plus years. Stay in your corner. Don't come and try and find new people to talk to you. Don't let us suffer.
Can I just say that after that, for a couple months, I had to always think about my route home because I was scared I was going to see him.
Oh, I hate that.
Hey.
Let's pop out. You haven't been answering my texts. I sent you a new set of photos yesterday. Didn't go through. Why? That's how it starts. That's how it starts. This actually reminds me of... This was like I must have been like 19 or something. I was on my way to an interview and some guy must have walked past me, looked at me and didn't pay any attention because I'm on my way to the interview, I don't care. And then he literally, as I was walking, I feel someone like run up like next to me. It's the same guy. I should have known from then. He's like, yeah, I was going to let you walk past, but something told me that you're my wife. He was like, oh, like, what's your name? How old are you? Like, just chatting. And I'm like, I don't think I'm your wife, mate. I'm trying to get to my interview. He's like, no, let me walk with you to your interview. Talking. Seems like a decent guy, actually. Apart from the whole wife thing, but I thought he was just, just dropping bars so he can get my number. So I get to like close to where I'm supposed to be doing my interview and I'm like, oh, I need to go in now. He's like, okay, cool. Can I at least have your number? So I was like, you know what? I was trying to get over how do I say, an episode of my situationship that went on for far too long. So I was like, okay, cool. Let me, what's the harm? If anything, I could just, if I don't like it, I could stop texting. I gave him my number. He was like, yeah, save it. He saved my number as my wife. Again, I thought he's probably going to change it when he walks off, like just dropping bars. They said to me, yeah, save my number as your husband. I was like, what? No, I'm going to save your name, give your number as your name because we don't know each other like that. Okay, cool. So as I'm in the interview, my phone is going off. This guy is texting. Like, I'm not even, like, it's almost like he's speaking to himself in my text. Like, literally just texting. He was like, oh, should I wait for you? Should we go out after? I was like, I literally purposely didn't message him back until I basically got onto the train and got to like my area. So I was like, okay, cool. Like, at least there's no, even if he called me to say, oh, let me take you out. I'm already so far that it wouldn't make sense. So then I get home, I text him. Remember I text him, called in. So, oh yeah, like I just feel like you're my wife. Like, oh, I know this is a bit soon, but I'm going to my mum's house on Sunday for dinner. Do you want to come with me so that I can introduce you? Like, I want everyone to meet my wife, my family to meet my wife. I was like, it is very soon. No, I'm not coming. I'm not your wife. I literally was adamant about letting him know that I'm not your wife. So then he was like, okay, cool. Can we do like a date? And I think he said I think it was like Saturday or Friday. One of them. I know it was Friday. And I was like, oh, I had another second part of the interview, but it was like an assessment day. He was like, okay, cool. Well, I work near there, so should we have a breakfast date? And then you can go to your interview from there. Me being greedy, I was like, you know what? Free breakfast. Let me just go. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Meet up for this breakfast. This guy, again, very full on. Like, doesn't, usually when you're at a table with someone, they're sitting on the opposite side, right?
Mhm.
He's sitting right next to me, like crammed up thigh to thigh, holding my hand, everything. Like, yeah, my wife, like, oh my God, I always thought this day would happen. Like, it just feels like everything just falling in so naturally. I'm like, I'm 19.
How old is he?
This guy was like, he claims he was like 28, 29, but that guy looked like he was mid-30s. Now that I think about it, he's probably in his mid-30s. So I'm like, this is really, I was like, this is really intense. So I'm like trying to wrap up, like, oh, I need to go to my interview. He's like, oh, my building, where I work is right around the corner. Like, do you want to come? Because I was like, oh, I need to use the toilet. But I was like, I'll hold it until I get to when my assessment day is. He was like, no, come in. And I can introduce you to my colleagues, because I would love for my colleagues to meet my wife. Like, yeah, you're just so, yeah, like, you have to come to my...
He's very unhinged.
I was like, you know what? This is very intense. I'm not your wife. I'm not comfortable with you calling me your wife. I don't think we're compatible. Like, I don't want to continue this. This guy's, bear in mind, we're in Oxford Circus. So I'm walking away now because he's trying to argue. I was like, I'm not arguing with you on the street. I've got an interview to go to. Walking, this guy's following me down Oxford Street like, this is what I mean about you black women. You lot, that's why no one loves you. A good man comes along and tries to love you. And this is what you do, shouting down Oxford Street. Bear in mind, it's busy. So people are looking at us like, what is going on? As in, I have people looking at me like, are you okay? I'm just walking. This guy's following me. It came to a point I had to go into, so I walked up until Bond Street Station. So bear in mind, where we started, where Top Shot used to be, we're now at Bond Street Station. He's still shouting. I just went into the station. I literally went into the station, went through the ticket hall, went down into the platform, and he luckily stopped where the ticket hall was. So I ended up being late for my assessment day, but I literally had to tell them what happened, because I was like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, what excuse? Yeah.
I literally had to go into the platform, and then luckily with Bond Street, they have multiple exits, right?
So you could
I ended up taking the exit that goes into like that little shopping mall bit and got out through there, and then went through the side bit to walk around to go through. I think my assessment day was with Selfridges actually, to get to Selfridges.
Fine.
But literally, I was like, my heart was beating as I was walking. Because part of me is angry that you're trying to show me up and you're saying all these bad things. But another part of me is scared, because I'm like, you're acting up in front of these people and you do not care. The most unhinged person, I literally blocked him everywhere. He started sending me emails. It was so scary. It was literally because he made a reservation. He was like, can you give me your email so I can forward it to you? But I didn't realise that he was actually
finding a way to contact you.
To get my email. But yeah, that was like crazy. And obviously you have these, I think, when I think about it, especially when like our younger years, I think a lot of the things that we used to experience were quite unhinged, and we must have thought that it was like a sign of love. Like, for example, the guys showing up outside of our school. That is unhinged.
It is actually unhinged and unbalanced.
Literally, when it happened to me, I thought it was a sign of love. Yeah, I was like, oh, he's obsessed with me. He's coming to our school. But actually,
you're not
all right.
But this is my thing, yeah. And like, God bless getting older, yeah, because like our type changes.
Oh, of course.
Because we understand a lot of the things that we think is a sign of affection is actually insanity.
It's actually insanity. Like, the person is mad. It's not even about you
that's
anymore.
What changes our type.
It's not obsession. It's just that they're in general, they're mad. And you just happen to be the victim of the day.
What?
It's not obsession. I used to think, oh yeah, you're obsessed with me. Oh yeah, you do like me. Da, da, da. You're unhinged.
And this is the thing, like, we used to think, because we would want that in a person. Do you get what I mean? It's like, yeah, like, I want someone that's obsessed with me. And like, don't get me wrong, people do still talk about it, but it's in a healthy sense.
In a healthy way. Not in the, you're manipulating me, traumatizing me because you love me kind of thing.
Like, I don't want to fear for my life if I ever leave you. Like,
do you get? I don't want to have to predict that you're going to show up at this place because I ended things.
Words. And that happens so much to us.
It came to the point, life became so predictable, yeah. I knew what text I needed to send to have this person pop up. I knew the words I needed to send that would motivate this person to pop up.
Do you know, this isn't normal.
It's not normal.
I'm just thinking about our childhood.
But this isn't normal. But even the whole thing of us like taking buses to go to certain areas so we could see certain people, that was not normal.
You know what? I found out the other day, bus riding wasn't a thing. For us, it was.
For us, it was. But for other people, it weren't.
I told Malachi I was bus riding. He's like, "Are you a fox? What the?" I was like, "How do you learn
We
about?"
were on a mission, and I do know we did all of that just so we could keep them at the bus window, and there'll be that one moment where you make eye contact. They knew what was up. You knew what was up. Done. We'll just ride it all the way to the bus station and take the other bus going back.
Was our teenage lives that was so chaotic?
But we stayed on missions because every girl in our friendship group at one point had someone they were dealing with in that area. So it's I feel like every weekend we're on a mission for someone.
Back in one of us.
One of us.
Crazy.
No, we were all unhinged.
But yeah, so that's what made me think, yeah. What was your type when you was younger? And how has that changed?
You know what, yeah, with me, I wouldn't say my type has changed in terms of like physical looks, because actually a majority of the guys I actually went out with were actually generally good looking. What I would say is probably what I'm willing to tolerate in a person. But
type can be personality as well, by the way.
Yeah, so like, I think back in the day I was more open to dealing with like fraudsters. I never dealt with drug dealers because I just thought that was too far. But like fraudsters, you know, and them guys that do road and stuff, because I was so on the opposite end in terms of like...
And also we grew up, there was a lot, as I said...
That was all that was really available in our pickings.
That was the lower end of the criminality.
Because we were in that like kind of medium space where like we knew the guys were cool, like no one, like we could walk through our hood and not be worried because we knew the guys, but we were also like very like... They knew that we were like the book smart girls. So they knew that we were revising and stuff, like to the point where, remember after school, sometimes like, if we saw the boys, they were checking like, oh, I hope you're like, you girls studying, yeah? Like we were known for being like the book smart girls. So for us, it was like, we knew that we could dabble in that. Yeah, we could dabble in that, but we're never getting drawn in too deep. So yeah, I would be more open to like dealing with like fraudsters and hood guys in general. But yeah, as I got older, I say definitely like in my late teens, from like 19, 18 onwards, when I knew that I wanted to do something in my life, yeah, my type completely changed in terms of like who I'm willing to entertain and take seriously. In fact, I never really even talked people seriously until like probably my mid-20s. Just because anyone that I was messing with, like guys that I was speaking to back then, if I knew that they potentially didn't have a great credit score or like employment history, I was not taking you seriously. It may be fun, but it wasn't gonna be like I'm taking you home to my parents. So yeah, my type changed in terms of like there were certain things I was looking for and attributes I wanted in a man that I knew that certain people couldn't give me. So in terms of like my type, I would say it changed in that way. But looks wise, it's pretty much stayed the same. Like, but yeah, in terms of like who they are as a person and what they do, I started to focus more on like, what do you do for a living? What are your aspirations? Do you have dreams?
That's very much your bag.
Yeah, like, do you have dreams beyond this, or is this it for you? Do you even have hope for yourself? Because a lot of these guys, you speak to them, especially back in the day when I used to speak to them, they had no hope for themselves. Like, they'll hear me speak, they'll ask me like, what do you want to do? This is what I'm doing. And they'll be like, rah, I never even thought of that.
That's sad, but also strange, because you're not completely removed from people that have plans for their life.
We're in the same school system.
This is it. And we're actually friends.
But they have no hope.
So it's like, how do you not, get influenced in some degree? My first ever crush, yeah, was someone who was so bad, they got their finger sliced off from climbing a gate that they weren't supposed to.
The one that called one finger. Terrible boy.
And then got shipped to Wales. But that was my first ever. Like, when you start to realise that you're a girl and they're boys.
Yeah.
That was my first ever crush. Like, I think, because they went to different... I used to see them actually when they were in primary school, when we were both in primary school, the same year as me. And like, handsome.
How do you know someone's handsome in primary school? I feel like we just all look like kids. How do you know someone's handsome? I feel like that's a really grown way to describe
I don't think I wouldn't have described him as handsome. Say he's cute.
But how did you know he was like good looking? Because I'm trying to figure this out. Like, how did we decide
Who was good
Who you
looking?
liked.
We had this conversation because you fancied someone in the...
Yeah, like my primary school crushes didn't even make sense. Also, I remember the name of
What was the name?
Glenn.
Oh my God.
Remember?
And a face has popped up.
Yeah, Glenn. His name was Glenn.
Well then.
Yeah, but like my primary school crushes was so random that it definitely wasn't based off looks. I think it was based off a mood.
That first one was definitely for me based off looks. It was. It's like, I guess, yeah, it was based off looks. But also, you know, he had his ears pierced. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Had a little, like, big diamond.
Those big diamond studs that we used to buy from the hair shop, the £1 ones. I'm telling you, ear green after a while.
But can I just say, yeah, because there's certain things, there's a certain air of swag that someone had when they were like, you always, like, his mum was going to ship him. Because he was on badness from so young.
Mm-hmm.
He was on badness before people were on badness.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think he was getting kicked out of school in, like, year 7.
It's crazy.
Like, most people, you know, it's like a year 8, year 9 kind of situation. His was straight off the jump. So that's why he got sent to Wales. But, like, I feel like there was an air of something that I liked back in the day that as I got older, I was like, that's bad. Like, you know, you have to train your mind out of it. Mm-hmm. Like, if the person has that, it looks hot.
You liked a lot of degenerates. I don't know if it was like the stud era. I don't know what it was. But it just I felt nervous every time.
I was a teenager.
Steph.
I was a child.
I'm like, please, not another one.
I was a child.
And even then,
I have a good, upstanding man now.
Thank God, because genuinely my worst fear back in the day was like, you're going to end up with one of these guys.
Thank God for growth.
No, we thank God for growth, man. Honestly. But oh my God, when I think about thank God for marriage. Never back on the streets, man. Never back on the streets. Please.
Because the girlies be going through hell.
When Hinge, have you ever, like, literally, I think, when I was single, there'll be like, I'll say like maybe twice a year, I'll have a breakdown. I'm like, I just need to join Hinge. And like,
how was that for you?
And it literally used to make me question my self-worth. You will have men who have their wardrobes clearly hanging off the last hinge in the background of their photos, asking you, like, what do you bring to the table? Or they'll be super unhinged and be like, oh yeah, I want to sniff the back of your earlobe. It just felt like I don't know, like literally everyone that I know that has gone on Hinge, like a majority of them after 5 minutes they're off because the men are just...
I could never date. So I had Hinge, but everyone was scary.
Yeah, everyone's scary. Everyone's scary. Like, you know why they're single. It's quite obvious.
Hinge is really for the unhinged. I'm not going to lie, because... And I remember, like, trying, because everyone, there was a time all of us were on it. Like, everyone was on it and everyone was trying to use it. But, like, I see the things people would say, and it's just like, I'm scared of you or you're gross. Literally. I could never do it. And, like, for me, I think particularly, like, I kind of, like, when I learn something, I learn it and I keep it in my soul. So, like, I was raised, don't talk to strangers. And all of a sudden...
It's the worst of the worst strangers on there, boy.
All of a sudden, I'm choosing to go into a space with a stranger. And I believe, particularly when you're dating people, you're most vulnerable. Even if you're not even sleeping with them, whatever have you, to be in an intimate, not even an intimate space, but like a personal, it's just you and them in the regards to the date. Do you know what I mean? It's intimate. No, it's just you two sharing the space. Do you get what I mean? With an absolute stranger that you don't know from BIM. And like, I'm not like you. I don't know how to find their mother's auntie, sister to say what they've been saying.
Boy.
That's the problem. Because I was like, I do not know if you've killed somebody prior to this. I don't know you. We don't have no mutuals. Scariest thing. That's
actually happened to a friend of mine.
What?
Well, a friend of ours. Old friend of ours. They were dating someone. This was like when we were in uni and stuff. And then one time we Googled his name and his case came up.
I know this,
He
yeah.
had killed someone.
Did she know?
Yeah.
Oh, he had told her?
No, we found out then. I think she confronted him. And I was like, this is scary because you just never know.
You don't know.
And this is why listen, do the checks. Check everything. I know sometimes we can beat ourselves up and think, oh, we're taking it too far, etc. But actually genuinely for your own safety, especially as a woman, do the checks. Do it. Search the keywords on Twitter because some of these men as well. But I feel like I don't even know how to explain it. You know, like how that we're talking about that sprinkle sugar daddy who didn't even like black women, but was yet sleeping with this woman. I feel like there's a lot of men like that. Like the way they openly speak about black women on like social platforms when they think no one's. Even if, I don't care if it's even in 2013. The way some men speak openly about black women and then also be sleeping with them is actually absurd. So I check like back
and it's very telling because the disrespect will come.
The disrespect will come. Listen, look at this guy that was literally there like my wife. It took me to say that I don't want to be with him for him to now show his true colours.
Can I just say the thing about Hinge as well is it's a great platform for people that cannot meet people in real life because they are unhinged. So they're the people around them, the people that they would have interacted with or dated with. Have to avoid them. Yeah. So they had now put themselves out there. Nobody knows them. And so they can start their nonsense with everybody else. I saw one video today where a girl was like, she met up with this guy, like went on a date, whatever have you. He's saying little red flags on the date, cool. And then I think, what happened? At one point, I think he was telling her what to eat and stuff like that, telling her what to wear. And she was like, no, I'm not on it. And then he kept on like cutting her off and he was doing gentlemanly things is what she was saying. But then he'd make it a point to let her know that he's doing gentlemanly things. So, you know, the sidewalk rule. So at one point he was doing that, but he was like, he did it. And then he was like, well, I don't even believe in this anyway. So she was like, so why do you do it? He's doing it to be performative, to win her over, right? So then eventually, like she's finding out in a date, he's always cutting her off, like trying to make it seem like they were talking about like books and culture and stuff. And she would interact with conversation. He started getting irritated that she knew what he was talking about. Like he wanted to talk at her.
Red flag. He wants to mansplain.
Right. And she was like, anytime she would show that actually I do know. So I think at one point she was like, he said this thing like where, there's this one film, it's really good. No girls ever watched it, And then she was like, okay, what film is it? He was like, The Godfather. She's like, what?
Oh, God.
Then, so eventually she worked out that, like the type of energy he was giving on the date wasn't nice. Like it was very demeaning. So she was like, I'm going to... So she went to the toilet and she was like, I think I'm going to call it a day kind of thing. So she was like, she came out and she was like, I think I'm going to like, I need to go home. And he was like, okay, let's split the bill. Even though he's the one that asked for her to come out with him, right? So like she was like, okay, cool. So she split the bill and she was like, all right, cool, I'm done. I'm going to go home. Thanks. And then he chased down the road after her. See, this is why we shouldn't take out girls like you. Like she got on a scooter because he was chasing her down the road. And he was running after her, shouting, calling her bad names. Then was messaging her, like once she got home, messaging her, bombarding her with insults, this, that, the other. She had to block him off everything. She had to tell Hinge that this is how this man moves, give all the receipts, whatever have you.
Just never know, man. You just never know. You actually just never know.
Crazy
world we live in. Well, if you are single and looking to mingle, highly recommend that you meet people in person. Go out.
In a real life.
To events. Like there's so many day parties now. Like literally you can meet someone on a Sunday afternoon. I just realized like we've done this whole show and we haven't actually introduced ourselves on what this show's about. So for everyone that's gotten this far, welcome to the We Just Got Here podcast. This is episode 6, which is insane. We actually made it to episode 6. My name is Steph, and this is my best friend, Tia. And every week we come to you to just chat about adult life and basically, hopefully,
Gist.
show you guys that it's actually not that serious and we're still trying to figure out life. And yeah, hopefully you can join us every week and have a laugh with us.
And have a laugh with us.
Have a laugh with us, man. Hopefully you've been laughing for the past, I don't even know, 50 minutes or something. So yeah, welcome. Shall we move on to
Reddit Realness?
Reddit Realness. I need to find a sound effect for it one day. She came across this dilemma and I thought it was quite interesting off the back of our previous dilemma with the private investigator.
Okay.
Basically, it's the same theme of a partner snooping and catching.
Okay.
And not and trying to figure out whether they should tell them that they caught them.
Okay.
So that's how it is. My husband is cheating on me, but he doesn't know that I know. I got bored at 2 a.m. one night and decided to go on my husband's phone out of boredom while he was asleep. Out of boredom. Okay. I expected to just see cute photos he took of our family and things like that, but ended up finding out he's been cheating on me for 11 months. Girl, you weren't looking for no photos. It's insane because he acts normal like nothing happened. Still looks at me in the eyes every day like everything's great and nothing happened. So I didn't expect this at all.
Pathological liar. Hell. What?
Also, what? But also, like, obviously he's going to try and make an effort to cover it up. That's the whole point of cheating.
Yeah, but
it's going to make it obvious, like, oh.
Like your conscience isn't coming through. Anyway, continue. Yeah, hold on.
Last thing I would think to happen and wouldn't even have found out unless I checked his phone. Well, Dad, that's why you checked his phone. I'm sorry, you did not go there for photos. This is what I found on his phone. Met a 22-year-old girl he was chatting up with at a cafe. Their first message was, "Hey, this is Chris from so-and-so cafe." They share nudes. He sent her money for gas when they went out on another date. They have also been having sex at her college apartment. She lives across campus. From the messages, it seems like it's sexual and not emotional. Okay. I feel like you said that to make it kind of sound like it was any better, but okay. Now, this is the one that spun me. This is the part that spun me. I found out he thinks I'm ugly and hates my mum belly. I didn't even know he thought I was unattractive and fat because we still have sex and he still tells me I'm beautiful. Wow, so two-faced. I saw a Reddit account he comments on those rate me subs and leaves thirsty comments, and sometimes he messages the girls on Reddit validating their beautiful looks. Not Reddit ruining lives. This is so disappointing in all levels. We have 2 small kids. I don't want to divorce him. I still love him. I don't want to separate our family. I want to stay. I can't compete with every man wanting a young 20-something-year-old girl. I have kids and I let myself go and I spent most of my life with this man. Sis, I need you to stand up.
Get up. Get up,
self-worth
man.
needs to come into
Get
play
up.
immediately.
Stand up.
Not you agreeing with him. He doesn't know that I know about this. I just don't know where to start since I plan to still stay with him. I'm trying hard to forget what I saw, but it's been a week now and I'm having nightmares about this woman and my husband.
Okay, so first thing, she needs therapy. That's the first thing that can. What you do before you get any other advice, you need to collect self-worth.
You actually need to.
You just need to collect that.
You need to work on your self-esteem because right now it feels like you're almost justifying him cheating on you. When this man married you, I'm assuming he married you because he loved you beyond the physical. Now, for him to have the audacity to speak down on you to another woman who he is sleeping with.
Was he speaking down on her to the woman?
Said to, hold on.
I think it.
But who would he have said it to?
He says he didn't find.
He said, I found out he thinks I'm ugly and hates my mum belly.
But how did she find that out?
Who was he talking to though? Either way, whoever he was talking to, the fact they had the audacity to speak about you like that to another person outside of your marriage is insane.
Yeah, and also the fact that that's like it's a consequence of creating a family with you.
Literally,
you know
your 2 kids. I don't know. The fact that you're having nightmares about this shows that you probably will never have a peace of mind, even if you do confront him. you really need to sit down with yourself and ask yourself why you want to stay with him. You're saying you don't want to separate your family, but is it worth staying in a marriage where this man is disrespecting you outside your home to other people, and also sleeping with other girls as well, younger girls, being thirsty on the internet? He's literally embarrassing you.
Also, if you love him so much, leave him then. Because he don't want to be there.
He don't want to be there.
He don't want to be there. You ain't having a great time. The whole thing, burn the whole place down.
Burn the whole thing. You're saying you love him. You still want to stay with him. He literally, clearly isn't enjoying the marriage.
So save him the ag. Save yourself the ag.
And move on.
Also, so there's many things I want to pick apart, yeah? One, yeah, I think he's a creep.
Oh, he's definitely a creep, because who the hell...
It's a college youth.
One, it's a college youth. And
you're
anyone
in a
that goes
husband.
on the Reddit threads where you have to rate people is already a creep.
But also, like, imagine, yeah, I just want you to know, it's the same as university dorms, right?
Mm.
So imagine there's a man who's married.
With 2 kids.
With 2 children. And he's now beep.
Into uni accommodation.
Right, into uni accommodation. Going up the uni stairs that smell like leftover fridge. Leftover fridge and vodka. Because someone's vomited.
To go sleep with a girl.
And gone on a door. Remember, uni dorms.
Yeah.
So it's a room that everyone has a room in.
Mm-hmm.
So the flatmate has opened. Flatmate who's probably like 21, 22 has opened the door and seen this adult man. And
come in.
I'm just here for Sally.
To go Pam Sally. Girl, please.
They're laughing at you. By the way, they're laughing at your husband.
You actually need to pick your self-esteem off the floor. And I know it's like, it's hard and it's not straightforward to leave it a marriage, but you have multiple things here that justify you leaving. I don't think anyone's going to read that or hear what he's done and think, oh yeah, no, you have to stay. Like, he's literally, he's called you ugly, says he doesn't like your body, whatever. He's sleeping with another woman, which means he's putting your sexual health at risk.
Word, biggest thing.
Literally leaving thirsty comments on Reddit. I'm like, he's not even scared that you may one day come across it or see it.
How did she know it's him?
But she wouldn't know it's him, but she would know that if his account is logged in on his phone, you can see his username.
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, this guy is clearly looking for something outside the marriage that you can't give him. And that doesn't mean that any of this is your fault. It means that you need to seriously look at whether staying in this marriage is sustainable and the right decision for you and your kids. You know it's serious when I'm not even making a joke of it. Like, this, for me, I'm just like, when I read it, I felt sad. I'm like, it sounds like you're trying to justify.
And this is my thing with people as we get older and we get more responsibilities and have children. I feel like sometimes women lose hope in themselves.
Yeah.
And I just want everyone to remember that if you was a hot babe once, you can be a hot babe again.
Exactly. You can be a hot babe even in the body that you're currently in. Yes, it's an adjustment, but it doesn't mean you still can't be hot. I feel like a lot of women are also scared of like starting all over again and competing in the dating pool.
For the same women that are now competing, the men are also competing. Everyone is like, and again, like, obviously we try to work on marriages and stuff, but marriages do break down. And there's a constant rotation of people going in and out and in and out. So for the same amount, for you that's there, that has 2 kids, there's also a man who's now looking for his new wife. He wants to find someone to build life with again, and he has 2 kids. Do you get what I mean? And I know there's a conversation on the internet about, I wouldn't get with someone that has kids.
But once you get to a certain age,
I promise you, people are going to get married. People are going to get divorced. People are going to have children, and they're going to be back out on the dating scene. Do you get what I mean? And they're going to be dating other people. They might date people that are younger than them. They might date people that they're age. They might date people that they're older than them. There is something for someone. And this kind of rules we have for dating, that's why, especially when we're talking about, how to get a high value man, I'm just a bit icked out by it. Because, brother, when you meet somebody that you like them.
Exactly.
And if they are such a great person that they cater to all the things that you personally need, you can make a great home together. You can have great experiences together. And it might not be the thing that you ticked off on paper that, he needs to have this, he needs to have that. Because you might be in a new place.
You might be in a new place. And honestly, I think people need to stop looking at what the internet is saying is the standard. and what should be met and actually think about what they need. There's certain things that, for example, like even with me, there's certain things that maybe the internet made me deem important that aren't important to me because I know that that's not what I need. Or I've got that already.
You've got what you need. Do you get what I mean? You're getting what you need.
There's no reason for me to emphasize on that particular bit. Whereas I feel like sometimes on the internet with all these like silly little conversations that go on, people focus on, how would I say, they hyperfixate on the wrong things to look for in a partner.
But it's because everything's becoming so transactional.
Yeah.
Like we're really...
Yeah, you got to be like I said, how many rich men are in the UK alone? We need to be realistic. And if you're going to stay there like, I'm not doing nothing until I have a rich man, I'm not saying that you shouldn't aspire to be with a man who's successful, etc., especially if you're successful yourself. But this emphasis, and again, couple that with now the whole salary talks on the timeline where everyone's lying that they're on 100k, it's a bit long. Everyone's just setting themselves up for failure.
I just feel like as a generation right now, we are deeming like people as transactions all the time.
All the time.
And like this is in friendships, it's in people that we go out with, it's in people we go on holiday with, you're seeing it, it's in dating. Like everything is so transactional. Do you wonder why so many of us are lonely? There's no community because everything is a compromise. It's not compromise. Compromising is great, but everything is a transaction. What am I getting from? Can you just speak to someone because of themselves? Just get to know people. Yeah.
Just get to know people.
Just experience people.
And you'll find that dating is so much more easier when you do that. Like, I just feel like, everyone just needs to calm down, please. But sis, please, stand up. Stand up.
Stand up.
Really think about whether it's worth staying in a marriage like this where you're having nightmares because you know your husband is cheating and saying all these things about you. Have a think about how this will impact you and your mental health and how that could impact your kids.
Children, yeah.
Because if your mental health isn't in the right state, you cannot show up for your kids properly.
And God forbid you have a daughter or even a son who thinks that this is what a relationship should be like. Because now they're going to grow up and whatever hatred or despondence that you have in this relationship, they're going to think that's normal. And now that's their basis for a relationship. They don't even know how to have a healthy relationship where they really like or love the person because all they've seen is this relationship where people don't like each other.
Where they're just managing each other. But yeah, sis, leave it. Why do you want to be married to someone that rates people on Reddit anyway? Just
stand up, man. Stand up. Stand up, girl. Please.
I was really serious this episode. I'm actually really proud of myself for me being wholesome. But yeah, should we do adult fans of the week?
Yes.
That was the countdown theme. So again,
you're cute.
One day. Anyway, don't touch me. Wasn't a cue for you to touch me. You want to go first?
Yes. So I was going to give, it was going to be a gifting adult fan of the week today.
You gifted me last week.
I know, but you got an award.
Okay.
So it wouldn't come in time. So it was the idea. So imagine like, it's an imaginary thing, but imagine it, because you're obviously the best marketer, I was going to get you a unique markets basket.
Start gifting me stuff because there's definitely an agenda behind this.
You're my wife.
I am not your wife.
You are.
You're moving like that guy.
And also, you didn't pick up my calls yesterday and I was very offended.
Because I had been speaking I was on back-to-back meetings on a Friday fighting for my life. Literally.
You're being a bad wife.
I'm not your wife.
But you are though.
I'm actually married.
But
you're not my wife. Please move on to
I'm your wife.
Move on to
you have a husband, but I'm your wife.
Please move on to your adult find of the week. What the hell did you find this week?
Water flosser. I got one from Amazon. Mm-hmm. I also got we're not going to talk about that. Water flosser. So I got that this week. It's really fun. I saw a lot of people.
Does it work?
Yeah,
I keep seeing it on TikTok, but I'm like,
but you've got to be careful with it because it's high pressure, so don't hurt your gums. And use warm water. But yeah, very fun.
Ooh.
And it can be a bit messy, so like,
okay.
Just make sure you're really over the sink.
Okay. I actually may try that. Try and look after my teeth. Yeah, my adult find of the week is the Marks & Spencer's multi-surface cleaner spray in, I think it's sweet orange and something else. Really, really, really good spray for like just cleaning like random surfaces, etc. But it smells amazing. Like literally, I used it to clean Chucks's like feeding mat. And I also use it on like the dining table. You know, you just want to do like wipe downs and stuff, but literally it leaves the whole living room smelling like sweet orange. Really, really nice. In fact, I recommend the entire M&S cleaning range. I would say couple it with like harsh products that actually do the work, because some products are hit and miss. But the smells, like I have the floor cleaner as well in the same scent to mop. And literally just put like a cap of that in your the water that you're using to mop. Literally the whole room will smell like sweet orange. It's so good.
Their fragrances are fantastic.
And literally, and it's actually quite a good price. Like the spray is £2. I believe the floor cleaner is also £2. They've got like dish washing soap for like £1. It's like in the same scent. Really, really good. They have like a eucalyptus scent as well. For like even like the dishwasher liquid, which I have as well. Literally leaves all the plates smelling like eucalyptus. It's really, really good. I'd highly recommend. I will link a few products, the ones that I spoke about, in the description boxes so you guys can have a look. But yeah, highly, highly recommend. I'm very much in my adulting era. Because look at me recommending cleaning products. But if you're looking for products that will do the job, but also have your house smelling nice. I know some products, sometimes they can have like an awful like bleachy smell, which makes me personally feel nauseous.
Makes me gag.
So this is like really good for people that literally can't stand that smell, because it smells really, really nice.
I love their fragrances. Like their home fragrances.
Oh, incredible.
Oh, like it's just so, it gives like high end. It really does give high end, but like on a budget friendly price. We love that.
Like their hand washes as well. I can't remember the name of the scent, but it's like an Aesop dupe. Like literally, it's so good. Leaves your hand smelling incredible as well. So yeah, highly recommend that. Cop it.
Right, guys. So that's been us for today, episode 6.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you so much for subscribing to our channel as well. We've had like a jump in subscribers over the past few like week or so. Thank you so much. If you are watching this, please do subscribe. It will help us massively in terms of visibility. Leave us a rating, a thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a comment if there's anything that you found funny or you want to talk about. Rate us on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts as well. Again, all helps massively. Share to your friends, etc. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram.
Tell us your thoughts on TikTok as well.
Tell us your thoughts. A lot of people are starting to comment on our TikToks and actually chat, which is great. So please join in the conversations. And yeah, like we'll see you next week. But for now,
bye.
Goodbye.